So folks, this is going to be a different type of video, and as the title of the video says, what if? Now I'm not going to sit here and say what if this game was exclusive to Xbox. Microsoft clearly doesn't care about exclusives. We may get those accidental timed exclusives, and we may actually get some games that are exclusive. We just don't know. The way Microsoft is doing everything, it's kind of like on a game by game basis, but it is what it is, and they've got their own plan. We just are there for the ride. But it really occurred to me that Microsoft came out and said, Grand Theft Auto, as you can see on screen right now, coming May 26, 2026, wishlist now. Now, obviously, this is not a definitive date. This is the date that they're hoping to hit in order for the game to release, but it is subject to delays and subject to other issues that could prop up during development, during optimization and everything else. So this isn't a fixed date, but it is one that is now that they are confident that GTA will release on. So here's the question that I have to ask. In this Xbox showcase that we had in June, they listed 4 games that are coming, at least those 4 games are coming next year. Halo Combat Evolved, which will probably land on November the 15th. Then you've got Fable. Then you've got Gears E-Day. And then, of course, you've got Forza Horizon 6. Of course, then there was the rumors that Call of Duty 2026 is actually going to be on the next generation Xbox, which adds even more credence onto the Xbox coming out in 2026. Now, hear me out here. I'm just thinking out loud, and obviously this is a really big what if, so don't take anything I'm saying in this video seriously. But I'm just playing around with, the possible timelines within this universe. But, right, what if you're looking at an Xbox that releases on May the 26th? How would that change the landscape? Obviously, for something like this to happen, you would probably need the reveal of the console to happen during the Game Awards, or likely during the January Direct, which makes more sense than the Game Awards. Showcasing the new Xbox in January, ready for a May release, makes a lot more sense in my mind. But what if that was to happen? What if this is the plan? What if this is Microsoft's way of saying, we don't really need exclusives, we just need to come out before this game comes out and everyone will buy an Xbox, because that will be the best place to play this game. And considering this is going to be a genre defining game, a generation defining game, where everyone and their grandma is going to sit down and play this game, you can imagine that people are going to want to play it in the best way possible. After all, people flocked out to buy PS5 Pros because at present, at least on a console front, the PS5 Pro will be the best place to play GTA 6. The Series X will play commendably well, but in terms of just power, the PS5 Pro is more powerful. It's newer tech. It's got, stuff that simply the Series X doesn't have. The Series X is a 5-year-old console. Or 6, I guess, now you could say. By next year. So what if Microsoft's plan with all of this Xbox ROG Ally and the VR headset, they've talked about restructuring the actual distribution centers around the world, winding some of them down that aren't doing so well, kind of changing the way they're doing. What if all of this is just a front for what's coming next? Now, that's what I've been thinking about, and it's obviously it's crazy, right, to think that Microsoft is going to release the next console in May. Right? That's ludicrous. There's nothing here to suggest that that's going to happen. Even the date of 2026, which we are kind of looking at, and we were looking at November because that is usually the date they release the consoles. November the 15th is a very special day because it is the day Halo actually released, and that is Microsoft's flagship title. So, you kind of wonder, are they going to do something special for their 25th anniversary? Especially with it being like the big 25 years. So everything kind of seems like it can work. But if it does happen, I personally believe everyone is going to buy an Xbox, right? Because it makes sense. You've got the biggest game of the generation landing on your Xbox, which will instantly become the best place to play this game. And don't forget, most people that went and bought a PS5 Pro bought it because of GTA. So that's going to be a bit awkward, especially if it does happen. Basically, you're seeing where I'm coming with this. Like, next year is supposed to be Microsoft's 25th year anniversary. It's a big anniversary. It's a big milestone, and anything is possible. I'm just throwing this out there because, you know, it might happen, it might not happen, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Anything I'm saying in this video is just me just rambling and just thinking about a what if scenario. But with the 4 or 5 games already kind of planned, you know, you're looking at, like I said, Halo Combat Evolved, Fable, Forza Horizon 6, Gears E-Day. You're looking at, you know, Call of Duty, potentially a Starfield expansion. You can see that the possibilities here are massive. But you get what I'm saying here, right? It's exciting. I don't know, it allows me to get out of all of this console warring and all of this malarkey and just look at the beauty of gaming and how it could actually surprise everyone. And make no mistake, if Microsoft were to release their next generation console in May, they will win the generation. Everyone will buy a Xbox because everyone will want to play Grand Theft Auto 6 on the best possible machine that money can buy. And considering that machine is going to play Steam games and likely other launches as well, this could be the boost that they've been wanting for Game Pass for a long time. Either way, this is just really kind of out of the box, just completely out there thinking. Like, this could really this would really shake up the games industry. If Microsoft can keep this quiet until January, potentially, and then unveil the machine in January, there is zero response that Sony can have in time to actually scour a PS6 in time for GTA 6. Their whole purpose of releasing that PS5 Pro was to make sure that the best place to play Grand Theft Auto 6 is on the PlayStation platform, because it's not going to be available day and date on PC, which is weird, but, you know, Rockstar likes to double dip their games. But if Microsoft can Uno reverse that and announce the Xbox not in November next year on the actual milestone of Halo, but actually on the developer direct and say, right, you've basically got 4 months to prepare yourself for the next generation Xbox, because that is going to be the best place to play Grand Theft Auto 6. On top of that, you're probably going to have a release of maybe Forza Horizon 6. Gears E-Day will probably be a bit later on, but Fable releasing a couple of months after that. Can you see how the possibilities now become just crazy of just how big of a launch Xbox could have? Again, this is unlikely to happen, right? Let's be realistic. There's literally no indication that this is going to happen. This is just me just, you know, just making a different video where I let my mind loose, let my thoughts loose, and just let it run wild and see what potential possibilities there could be. But I don't know. You let me know what you think in the comment section below. Is it possible for Microsoft to release their console, their next generation console, as early as May? Is it possible for them to line it up with the GTA release? And at that point, what will be the reaction of the gaming community? Will they still want to play it on an inferior machine? Or will they be looking at the next generation Xbox to play it on what at that point in time will be the most powerful gaming console in the world? It does have a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Well, again, this is just me sharing my thoughts. You know, just thinking outside the box and just making a wacky video for once. That just makes me just, you know, defies logic. But you know what? What if, man? What if it did happen? How would that rock the gaming landscape? Let me know in the comment section below. Remain legend, guys. Have an awesome day.